Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So, still on the video where Mexicans were saying that they feel underrepresented, a lot of people really have a lot still talking about it, and some of them think like Black people shouldn't be talking about some certain things because they want unity. Now, let me tell us something, especially to people of color. When you, color people are also doing it, when we are speaking on what it's affecting us, on what you people are doing to us, stop coming to tell us that you want unity, because we are not the ones stirring up all the dramas that it's going on. And then you all will back off and act like you guys are the victims by telling us that you all want unity. It means we should not speak, we should not talk about it. Let's just keep making peace for the rest of our lives and all that. And you all will still go out and do what you know how to do best. I am sick and tired of that. And not just only me, I am speaking for my own community. I am speaking on behalf of African Black Americans, right? It is tiring that you all do not do your due diligence. Like, you do not know what Juneteenth is all about. Make a research. But I am happy that some of them are coming out to apologize and say that they are not as dumb as the people that came out to talk about it and the rest of it. I do not have anything against you people, but I mean, you all can do better and stop coming on the internet to look for a way to bring people that look like me down. It doesn't make any sense. Let's get.
When I said in a video that I posted earlier this morning that you Mexican brothers and sisters need to be correcting the problematic people in your community, instead of getting down in my comment section and being upset that I'm offended by what your Mexican brothers had to say on that podcast, why don't you correct them? They're a reflection on you, right? And yet some of you still got down in the comments of that video, still trying to gaslight us. But this one individual understood the assignment. Now, I don't know if he saw my video, but it's clear that he's clear that those podcasters, what they said was problematic. And he understands why Black people are offended and upset.
So it's been brought to my attention that a lot of people in the Black community feel disrespected after seeing what this guy named L.A. Fricon from the food community said about Kendrick Lamar not having Mexican representation on stage on his live performance of Kin and Friends, and by him complaining about not having Mexican representation on stage, and then also not knowing what Juneteenth was whenever the co-host brought it up, saying that could it have been because of Juneteenth why there wasn't no Mexican representation. For him not to know what that day is and then to go on and try to give detail, not even knowing and saying the wrong information about it, he just made it even worse and made it look more disrespectful. Now I'm gonna say this for myself. As a person of Mexican descent, the firstborn American son on my dad's side of the family, all of us are not like that. All of us are not ignorant like that. Coming from Texas, I know what Juneteenth is. I understand how important it is. So whenever I seen what Kendrick did and all the people he had perform, I understood where it was coming from. I didn't take no offense, and I know for a fact that majority of us didn't take no offense to that. That dumb fuck right there didn't take the time to actually even watch the show. He didn't go back and watch it. He didn't take no notes. He didn't do none of that. He was just looking for something to complain about that he knew would get people to talk about it all on the internet. This isn't the first time this dumb fuck said some shit like this. If you actually go and watch this episode, they're all over the place to where it's hard to even stay concentrated on this bullshit. I honestly don't understand why people even listen or watch this fucking idiot. All day today, as I got on social media, all I kept seeing was different people put all of us Mexicans, Hispanics, Latinos, whatever you want to consider us, in one box and pretty much say fuck us over some bullshit being said by somebody with bad information and no facts. So even if Kendrick Lamar didn't have Mexican representation performing on that stage like OGZ, I wouldn't feel no type of way about it. And I know majority of the people wouldn't feel no way about it because we understand that Kendrick Lamar is going to put whoever he wants to put on that stage. We should not feel entitled by none of that. If Kendrick had decided that he didn't want nobody on that stage except his people, everybody would still be cool with it. I didn't see nobody saying, how come no Mexicans were performing? How come no white people were performing? All I was seeing in the live chats and in the comments was everybody saying good things and how excited they were to see this happen. And right now, a lot of the people that are Mexican, that are in Cali, are talking shit to them because everybody knows that right now in Cali, you still had everybody separated from each other. So it was hard for them to build the unity that they've been trying to build over these past years. And then to have one person say some bullshit, it's just making a big problem. So I just say all of that to say, to anybody that's mad in the black community, I completely understand whenever you seen this fucking idiot saying the bullshit he was saying. I completely understand. But don't let that fucking idiot or the other people with him get you pissed off enough to where you say fuck all of us.
This is what we need, the black community. We don't need you all getting down in our comments section, trying to gaslight us, trying to tone police us, trying to tell us about people dividing us. Don't let this divide us. No, we don't need you to tell us that. What we need you to do is to hold your problematic people accountable. And if you're not doing that, we don't need to hear anything else from you. And that's on period. For me, this comment is so frustrating, it's annoying, it's problematic. The comment starts off with, "Thank you for your comment." And then it goes on to, "At the end of the day, we do need unity." They don't care anything about my comments. They don't care anything about what it is that I have to say, because they follow it up with, "At the end of the day, nothing of what you said mattered." That's what that end of the day says. Nothing of what you said, none of it matters. Only thing that matters is that we need unity. It's a silencing tactic. The "thank you for your comment" is to try to smooth over the silencing that they are attempting to do. Stop doing this to black content creators who are expressing themselves after being disrespected by another marginalized community. You want unity? There can be no unity when you have members of another marginalized community disrespecting members of the black community and black culture. There can be no unity. You want unity? Start with the people who are doing the denigrating and the disrespecting to black people. Stop looking to black people to turn the other cheek. We tired.
We've all either seen the Kendrick pop-out concert or heard about it, right? On Juneteenth. Were you there? Did you see it? Did you hear about it? A Mexican podcaster came out to complain, to say that Mexicans were underrepresented or not represented at all during that Juneteenth concert. And Mexico and Mexican Americans have an amazing, rich history with their own holidays and celebrations and traditions that have nothing to do with Juneteenth, that are very separate from Black American culture. Although we live together, we have our own things. Juneteenth being one of them. The concert was iconic because it was supposed to represent unity and the emancipation of Black people. I mean, even though they found out way later, it has nothing to do with anything outside of that. Nothing against anyone else. But in fact, we urge you to celebrate with us. But we can't make the holiday about you because it's not about you. In fact, we urge you to celebrate with us. But we can't make the holiday about you because it's not about you. Okay?
So I wasn't going to say anything about the Juneteenth conversation, but the more videos and comments and think pieces I was watching, the more I was like, you know what, I can't take it anymore. Some of y'all guys looking stupid. So I am not a Mexican who was born in Mexico. I'm a Mexican who was born in Texas, Mexican-American. But to listen to these fools, you don't even know the date of Juneteenth. You don't even know what Juneteenth is, talking about, wasn't it a massacre in Selma or Thelma and Louise? Like, I'm not so focused on the, oh, why wasn't there more representation on stage at the concert? My thing is, if you're gonna speak on something, know what the you're speaking on. When they say Google is free, literally, Google is free. Before you get on a fucking podcast to speak on Juneteenth, or even bring up Juneteenth, at least know what that's about. I really don't like seeing comments of Mexicans, they never liked us, or they hate us, or please know, we are all not like this. A lot of us are educated. A lot of us do take the time to research. A lot of us rather be friend than foe. I understand there's a lot of people who will be ignorant till the day that they die. It was really embarrassing to watch them speak this piece. And for those of you who genuinely don't know about Juneteenth or what it means, you haven't done the Google search yet, watch this clip. If you really give a shit, watch this clip. It's not a long, drawn-out explanation, but enough for you to know that it's not about no damn massacre, for one. Let me extend this little bit of education.
In 2021, Juneteenth became a federal holiday in the U.S. So what is Juneteenth, and why is it so important? At the end of the Civil War, though slavery was technically illegal, it still persisted in Confederate states. On June 19, 1865, Union General Gordon Granger marched into Galveston, Texas, and announced that all enslaved people were officially free. To commemorate emancipation, people in Texas began celebrating Juneteenth, a combination of June and 19th, on the very first anniversary of the announcement. Today, Juneteenth holds profound significance as a celebration of the pursuit of true freedom for all and a continued pledge to remember the past.
Like, the Mexican people were underrepresented there.
Okay, for full context, dude is talking about the Kendrick Lamar Juneteenth concert, where we all saw him just have everyone in unison diss Drake. He feels that there was not enough Hispanic representation for the Juneteenth concert. It's Juneteenth. It's to celebrate African Americans being freed. Why would there be Hispanic representation? Like, yes, you can come and help celebrate, but to be frank and to be honest, most of the time, y'all don't want to celebrate with us. Y'all want us to invite you places, but y'all never want to return the favor. Y'all want us to have you come to the cookout. Y'all want us to give you an inward pass, but y'all can't do the same. Like, y'all really will get mad if your children start dating black people. Y'all won't let black people into your homes. Y'all act like black people are the bane of your existence and are the result of all your problems. Even though we've never colonized you, we have never stolen your land. Tejas. So I don't fully understand why you hate us, but I don't understand why you want to come hang out with us too, because you can't just be calling me the N-word and wanting to eat my food and then go back to your house and then talk about how awful black people are and how they're the bane of your existence. That's just silly. But that's what a lot of you guys do, and I'm trying, can y'all help me understand it? Like, what is the purpose? Y'all don't like us, why do you want to come hang out with us?
So I got this initial comment, and I didn't really know what to make of it because I just thought, like, it was an incredible concert. I saw it while it was happening on Amazon, and also just a lot of my friends were just texting me being like, Marlene, are you watching it? This is fucking incredible. And, like, my initial comment was, like, I'm happy for what Kendrick does for the culture, and, like, as a non-black POC, like, I can see that he's amplifying, first and foremost, the black experience and what it means to black Americans in LA. And then I started seeing all this discourse about Latinos being pressed about Kendrick not including them on with his set. Like, it was Kendrick and friends, and he had all, like, black folks but no Latinos. And let me just say something, Latinos need to stop centering themselves, because it's not about y'all. It's not about us right now. First and foremost, this is a Juneteenth event. Juneteenth is a new federal holiday. It was first established in 2021, and it marks the day that slaves in the South were made aware that they were free. It wasn't until 2 months after the Emancipation Proclamation that slaves in the South were even notified of their freedom. And Juneteenth celebrates that. So the fact that Kendrick was having his concert on that day, on Wednesday, it speaks for itself. And if you're from LA, you'll know that black and brown folks are like this. Like, we're literal twins. We have very similar experiences in terms of our oppression, in terms of how we grapple with systems. But the black experience is very, very unique, and Latinos should not feel like they have a claim to that. I'm like, no, absolutely not. I have no doubt in my mind that Kendrick would put Latinos on if given the chance. But it was Juneteenth, and this was him celebrating the black experience with his folks. Same with YG. YG quite literally has a track called Black and Browns on his album. His album's still brazy. Like, you're not gonna...
It's so funny that you said this because it was going to be my next video. But since you brought it up, why wait? Let's talk about it. Before we get into it, I want to start by putting out a disclaimer and letting the white people that follow me or come across this video know that this is not your conversation. Please stay out of it. Ironically enough, that's a part of the problem. I think most of us black people know that the cookout is a metaphor for a black space. And when we invite white people into black spaces for doing the bare minimum, might I add, they come into our spaces and they begin to eventually become harmful. And that is because they have not done the work of dismantling their racism, or either they are not as far along in that process as they think they are. And so they become harmful because their opinions are rooted in that racism. They center themselves and they take over our conversation. They start to become comfortable enough to tell us how we should be moving. Black people need safe spaces in order to just exist, to be black, to have conversations and dialogue with one another. And as long as racism exists, that will always hold true. We will always need to create spaces and room for ourselves where racism cannot enter and start becoming harmful. But because of racism, white people feel entitled to those conversations and spaces, because what white supremacy teaches them is that no space is off limits to them. Now, obviously, when overtly racist people enter our conversations, we know what that is. It's obvious how they are being harmful. But when covertly racist white people enter our spaces, that might not be as clear. First off, thinking that they are entitled to be in those conversations, inclusive in those conversations, is in of itself racist. And then they come in and they proceed to talk over us. We who are having those conversations, they feel entitled to control the room, the space. I'll give you a very good example. The conversation that we're having about high rent and how everyone is being affected by that now. But when black people have conversations about how this is all rooted in racism, they come into the conversation and they pretend to be nice white people and they say things like, "This isn't about race, we're all suffering." That is racist. To come into our spaces, our conversations, and tell us to ignore the history of America and how it has handled black people in this regard, and to care about the entire collective when the entire collective have not historically cared about us, is racist. But y'all keep on inviting them in the room, and they keep on showing up being racist and harmful. White people don't deserve to do that because they can dance on beat. White people don't deserve to be able to do that because they can speak AAVE. White people don't get to do that because they have proximity to blackness via their spouse or their children. White people don't get to do that because they know how to dap. White people don't get to do that because they have black friends. White people don't get to do that because they love black culture. White people don't get to do that because you like that one thing they said on social media. Because of their racism, we are entitled to have black spaces that is free from their racism. Spaces where we are allowed to exist and just be black as fuck. When you invite them into black spaces, you invite them to be more entitled than they already are. You invite them to do to black people what they have always done. Only this time, they have your permission. So yeah, they feel entitled to say the N-word. Yeah, they feel entitled to our resources. Yeah, they feel entitled to control black people. Because you keep telling them that they can. And I'm going to say something that you're not going to like here, but it's not a lie. If you don't understand any of this as a black person, and if you are extending cookout invites and invitations to white people, you really need to work on deconstructing your internalized racism as a black person. You do. You are inviting white people who will eventually become harmful into our world. And they have never done that for us. Our ancestors have bled and died in order for us to be just this safe. And you black people who don't understand that and have never fought for anything when it comes to the well-being of all black people, just keep giving it away.
This is all I got from the stitches, and the reality is that when you do not know something, make sure you use a Google, right? Find out. But I personally feel like that man knew what Juneteenth is all about, because you cannot tell me that you are talking about something that happened, right? And then you are telling me that you were underrepresented without even knowing what Juneteenth is all about. So he got an idea. But the reality is that if you check around, almost every culture, almost every race, almost everybody got something they want to talk about. When it comes to Black people, people have their different opinions. People just want to be in Black space, even when even when they are not supposed to be there, right? I have I don't know, but I think as people keep growing, you cannot be dumb like forever. As you keep growing, you keep expanding your knowledge, you keep doing some certain things that you know that it's really like, very good for yourself. Because how do you tell me that you don't know what boundaries are? Like everybody should have boundaries, and that it's something that is very vital in everybody's life, right? You can't tell me that you are like, assuming that it is your own people, probably having a freedom day or something, and you are very, very mad, very, very mad, or other people are very mad that they did not like, should not show up, maybe in your own, like, I don't know, it's you people's own, not like, we're not supposed to encroach in whatever that is going on, except we are invited. Even when we are invited, we are supposed to know our limit. See, let me tell us something. Even if you have a friend that does not know boundaries, then that is where the problem comes, let alone wanting to be in a space that you are not meant to be. I mean, I am tired of coming on the internet every day and seeing everybody wants to be part of what is going on in Black, or not really be part, because when we say be part, it means respectfully want to be part, but everybody feel entitled to what is going on in Black community. They feel like they have say. I mean, it is their right to say whatever they want about Black community. It is also their right to come into Black people's space. Like, you all shouldn't have any boundaries for us because we are also people of color. No. Now, let me tell you something. No matter how close or no matter how tight we are as friends and all that, you all should know that this is a no and this is a yes. When it is a no, it is a no. When it is a yes, it is a yes. So let's stop mixing up. I don't know. Let's stop mixing up some certain things together, thinking that because it is Mexican and all that, you are so. No, you have no right. I mean, you coming online to rant is very dumb, and the people out there supporting you, saying that they were underrepresented. You were underrepresented. Was it a celebration of? I don't know. What is the celebration all about? Right? It is Black people celebrating themselves. We are not trying to do something extravagant or trying to do something like, that huge concert that we want everybody to come out and participate. No, it was a set space for Black people for Juneteenth, right? Everybody wants to be come to the cookout when you don't even know what the cookout is all about. So now you are making a mess of yourself. I really don't get it. Probably Mexicans and Black people are close, but now this is not for Mexican. I mean, you all should learn to, back off when there is need to back off. Not all the time looking for a way to push Black people to speak, to talk. And then one of them actually, put a comment like, And that's why we need unity. Have you ever woken up and see black people looking for people to probably like drag into the? No, it is very rare. And she's saying that there is need for unity. Is like, you shut up. You don't have to speak whatever you are. You don't have to say whatever you are saying. Just all we want is unity. But you all will go out of your way to make sure that you all bring people down. I mean, you all can do better. For those podcasts, I don't even know. I keep saying it. I don't know where they buy their microphone. I think some of them need that there is need to ban some microphones, because when they get that microphone and you see them set a table, it is a podcast. And then whatever happens there is always, oh my goodness, you all should get a life and leave black people out of your. If you do not know what Juneteenth is all about or what, go and Google it. You definitely will understand. And I am saying this not because everybody or every Mexican or every are all dumb. No, I am not saying that everybody is dumb. But what I am saying is that people should come out correct. Don't come out and make some negative content that will impact my own community or make them feel bad, because it's like every day they wake up to something not nice. It is not good. You all can stop that. I don't know if it is for view and all that, but no, you all should stop all that. It is like getting out of hand every day. Every day there is something trending, and it is not always something good. Everybody wants to know what is happening in black community. They just want to benefit from black people, but they don't want to give out to black people. They want your blues. They want your reading, but they do not want your blues. If you ask them, no, we are not black. They made it clear to you. We do not have any connection with black and all that. We Mexican, we Hispanic, and all the rest of it. That when it is time to tap a blessing, you see all of them coming out. Like, we are underrepresented. What do you mean by that? See you all in my next video. Bye for now.